has a home field advantage. Certainly glad you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. We go to El Dorado Springs High School, home of the Bulldogs, and head girls basketball coach Beau Swopes. Coach Swopes, hey, welcome to the Missouri Sports Network.
Thank you for having us.
Actually, I should say welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. But Coach, 17-3 on the season, another tremendous season for the Bulldogs. Kind of put a bow on it up to this point. You're almost 80% of the way through.
To tell you that we were going to be there at the beginning of the season where we're at right now, I'd be lying. We made the beginning of our schedule extremely tough this year, and added some bigger competition, and the girls have really stepped up and played really well. Came out and won the Carthage tournament. Finished really well for us, probably our best finish in the pink and white, and then just recently won the Stockton championship. But we've played a lot of ranked schools, a lot of former champions from last year, and some people that were at the Final Four. But the girls have just stepped up and played really well throughout the year.
What are some things that you feel like, I look at your schedule and, back in December, you fall to Fairgrove, then you come back and you get them in the Pink and White Lady Classic. What are some things that you feel like you're doing really well right now as a team?
Defensively, we've really stepped it up, and I think some girls have filled in for us and played really well and played some really big minutes. Depth-wise, we didn't know exactly what we would have, but we've got some younger kids that have come in and filled in and played really well. Offensively, this is probably one of the most balanced teams that I've had. I think we've had 4 different girls score over 20. Multiple girls score in double digits. And so each night you've got to come out and guard everybody that's on the floor because they're all capable of scoring.
What are some things at this point you feel like maybe you need to work on a little bit to get back to the Final Four? What are some things maybe that you need to tighten up, so to speak?
I think we really need to cut back on the turnovers. We've had some issues here as of late. We've got to continue to shoot the ball really well, and we're going to focus every day on defense. So the girls kind of understand that, and they've kind of bought in and got to that point where they just come in and work every day. We can't get bored with the process of what we're doing, and we've kind of already had that conversation with them in the last couple of days of just coming in and putting in the work every single day for us to reach our ultimate goals.
Are you relatively healthy right now as a group?
I don't know if anybody in the state's healthy, but we've got a couple kids banged up, and hopefully they can.
Maddie back to the high school office. Maddie back.
And hopefully we can get healed up and ready to go as the season goes on. We've got one out with a knee injury right now, but I think she'll be ready to go by next week.
You've got, I think 4 of your last 6 games at home here to finish out the season, beginning with Warsaw, I believe, tomorrow. Tell us a little bit about Warsaw and Appleton City and what you're going to have to do to come out on top of those 2 home games.
Warsaw's really improved. I've just actually finished watching film on them just a minute ago. They're playing pretty well for their schedule. Appleton City is a smaller classification and a younger version of kind of what we do. I've actually played a lot of golf with their head coach. We've kind of talked about what we do offensively and defensively, and they've got a bunch of freshman and sophomore kids that he feels could run the type of system that we run. And so they just installed it this year. So it'll be a good opportunity for us to play somebody else that kind of does the same thing that we do.
Well, you've got 5 young ladies with you there. We'll let you introduce the first one. Tell us a little bit about her, and then she can kind of take over after that. But who's going first?
Senior guard, Kenley Stewart.
Kenley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. He didn't go where I thought he was going, but he went to a senior who's sitting up front. But Kenley, tell us a little bit about what your roles and responsibilities are.
My role is defense and just driving in, shooting here and there, but
You're trying to create contact then when you have the ball in your hands?
yeah.
Now, tell us a little bit about what you do to kind of get ready for a game. How do you kind of get prepared mentally, physically? You got any superstitions? What do you have to do every day before a game?
I mean, I feel like I just sit to myself and kind of focus in on like thinking about the game plan and what I need to do to be the best I can be in that game.
Yeah.
So the following students please report to the high school office: Avery Acevedo, Mary Tolley, Precious Watkins, and we're still looking for Maddie Bass.
Whoever that is getting more airtime than I am. But Kinley, tell us a little bit coming into this season. After the Final Four run a year ago, did you have any personal or team goals coming into this season for the Bulldogs, or you personally?
I mean, it's always a goal to get back to the Final Four because all of us here know what it feels like and know how good it feels to go back. Did I think we were going to make it? Probably not. But I have a lot of hope in this team, and I have a lot of faith that we can make it back this year.
Very good. Well, Kinley, I want to thank you for being part of the show and for going first, and thank you in advance for introducing whoever is next over your right shoulder. Or maybe you go to a senior. That's your other right. But
This is senior Abby Schmidt.
Abby, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Tell us a little bit about the position you play and what your roles and responsibilities are.
So I'm the center. My biggest role is rebounding because I'm tall. Yeah, center.
Do you enjoy the physical part of the game?
Yeah, I'd much rather be on the inside of the paint than out on the perimeter trying to drive and do all that.
Yeah. So you like playing with your back to the basket on offense?
Sometimes.
As you come into this season and you look at your schedule, um, were there games that you maybe made mental check marks by that, hey, I'm looking forward to this game, I'm looking forward to this tournament? Maybe you know somebody on the other team, maybe it's a rivalry game, or maybe it's a team that beat you last year that you wanted to return the favor.
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple of them. So Skyline was a big one. They're always physical. Their growth is obvious. Republic is a big school. We won that one. Stratford is always a big one. Just the bigger schools, really.
And what do you do to kind of get prepared for a game? I know you don't go and sit with Kenley because she sits by herself. But what do you do to get ready for a game?
I really just try to lock in and make sure I'm present in the game, like all the way. I understand what's going on and what we're gonna get to.
Very good. Wade, thank you so much for being part of the show, Abby, and introduce who's next.
So we're just gonna go into the order. Right here is Gracie.
And I'm sorry I didn't hear. Is this Gracie?
Yes.
Okay, Gracie, tell us a little bit about the position you play and what your roles and responsibilities are.
I play in the center as well, and rebounding is a big part of my job. And I feel like in the post we got to seal out off the way either for us or our guards one to make a pass so we can score.
What you're probably getting ready to go to practice today. Do you have a favorite drill in practice that you really enjoy, or maybe one that you hope is not on the practice schedule? But is there one you really enjoy?
Um, I like we do a blood 22, and it's where we'll have the post players will stay down low, and then the guards will come down, and we just got to make the right read, and it's really competitive, I feel like, between us all.
Very good. What do you do to kind of get prepared for a game?
I usually say a little prayer and then, I don't know, just being with my teammates and feeling the environment and, yeah, just getting focused.
Very good. You're looking forward to your next game here. You've got, I believe, Warsaw at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
All right, very good. Hey, thank you so much for being part of the show. And who do we have next?
We have Junior Alexis.
Is this Alexis Collins?
Yep.
All right. Alexis, tell us a little bit about what position you play and what your responsibilities are.
I'm a shooting guard, so my biggest role is to shoot the ball. They don't have a hand up in my face. I'm told to do my job a lot, so.
Do you have, and you don't have to tell me where it is, but do you have a favorite place on the floor to shoot from?
Yeah, I really like not right at the top of the key, but like a little to the right or a little to the left. I feel like that's where I'm best from.
What do you do to kind of get prepared for a game?
Well, I always gotta have a bag of Funyuns and and some Nerds Busters, and I just listen to my playlist and then focus in.
Very good. All right. Well, Alexis, hey, congratulations on a great start, and we'll get to visit with you again. But thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And who do we have next?
Junior Neely Shaw.
Neely, how are you?
I'm great.
All right, tell us what position you play and what your responsibilities are.
I'm a guard. I take care of the ball. I'm gonna shoot it, and I try to look for any open, like any of my teammates that are open on the court.
Tell me a little bit about maybe some of the verbal communication that goes on during the game between the players. You guys talk a lot during the game, or are you letting folks know where to be and what to do?
Yeah, I'd like to say we communicate a lot. These past couple of games, we've really tried to focus on coming together if one of us gets a foul or we turn the ball over. So, yeah.
Were there games coming into the season that you kind of had your mental check mark by that you were looking forward to playing?
Yeah, it's always fun to play Fair Grove, Skyline, Stratford. It's always a competitive game against them. So those are the games that I was really looking forward to play.
Very good. What do you know about Warsaw coming up tomorrow night? What are you going to have to do there?
We're just gonna have to play our defense, stay down, and just play our game.
Very good. Thanks for being part of the show today. And we have one more victim, and you can introduce her if you'd like.
Sophomore McKinley Mays.
McKinley, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am good. McKinley, what position do you play and what's your role in the team?
Kind of like guard or point guard, which just kind of goes off and on. But I'd probably say my job is probably driving, shooting when I'm open, and, getting my teammates the ball when they're open.
Are you having fun so far this year?
I am.
Is it your role from last year, obviously being an underclassman, but has your role changed from last year to this year?
I think, yes. I think last year my role was probably to mostly defense, put a lot of pressure on the ball handler, make them turn it over. And this year, I think it was definitely more offensively and defensively, so play on both sides of the court.
Very good. Well, thanks for being part of the show today. Coach, tell us a little bit about these next couple of home games. You talked about Appleton Center a little bit, but then you finish up on the road. Your last game is at Versailles, and you've got that Class 3, District 13. Kind of handicap that district for us.
Okay, so our last few games, next Friday we'll actually have our court warming, court warming matchup, and it'll be against Buffalo. That'll also be a night that we recognize because it's been 10 years since the 2014 team won the state title. So we'll have, I think most of the team will be back, and we'll kind of celebrate them for a little bit. And then that next week we've got Versailles on the road, which is going to be, I think it's about a 2-hour trip for us in a bus. So nice way to finish the regular season. And districts wise, we'll have Stockton, Adrian, Butler, and Sherwood. So we'll have seen everybody that'll be in the district except for Adrian. And there'll be a lot of common opponents, but we just haven't played them this season. So I feel pretty confident in that we can go in there and get a really high seed. And if we do what we're capable of doing, we'll have a lot of success.
And where's that district played?
It'll be at Adrian.
At Adrian. About how far of a drive is that from you?
It's probably an hour north. So
okay.
I guess that, like, for a lot of teams, that's a long trip, but that's just a normal trip for us. So we typically are hour and 15 to everyone we play.
You bet. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here on the Missouri Sports Network. Congratulations to a great start. Looking forward to following you guys through the districts, and then maybe we'll get to visit again.
Well, I hope we get to do that.
Thanks. El Dorado Women's Basketball with head coach Beau Swopes and the young ladies in the background. Keep it right here on the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone